Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am Ace from the West Coast, and I am joined tonight by, that's right, J-Mac, the bearded one. How are you doing tonight, J-Mac?
I'm doing good.
All right.
Normally right now I'm sharing this. I'm not at the moment. I'm trying to finish watching a game first, and then I will share it.
Yep, so apparently I am over my limit of sharing, so... because I just did
for the day?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I just did a show prior to this, so I'm not able to hop on there and
I'll share it here in a minute. I'll get it done as soon as the game's over. But anyway, I just want to let everyone know we did do a couple of ads, but let's not forget about Boot and Heel. So
that's right. We can get all of our stuff from Boot and Heel for sure. All right. So Saturdays for Sports Minute is what we call open forum night. So basically on open forum night, all we do is we just talk about, just bring up various topics that we might want to talk about, or somebody might bring it up in the comment box or whatever and want to talk about it. And if they do, you know what? That's completely okay too. So when it comes to our open forum, the first thing that obviously I want to talk about, and J-Mac, if you don't mind, because this is something that was previously brought up that I was like, oh man, this is a topic definitely for discussion. So we're already early, we're early in the MLB season. And so since we're so early in the MLB season, what's something that we have seen that's kind of been a little bit shocking? Well, the one thing that I've seen that's kind of been a little bit shocking is that we already have 4 no-hitters this season already.
Yeah.
That's definitely something that I would say I am completely shocked about. I was not expecting to have 4 no-hitters this early in the season. So, J-Mac, what is your thoughts on there already being 4 no-hitters this season?
Well, I think that, we had Doug on the radio show last night. Doug. And he gave us really some insight about that. This year, it seems like there's been more strikeouts, which I saw a thing about that
Definitely.
As far as that goes, that there's been more strikeouts. So pitchers are a little better this year about getting guys out and doing all that. And so that's something that we've seen. It's kind of maybe going back to a pitcher's year versus a hitter's year. So I think that's one of the things. And I think that last year with COVID, pitchers had a little more time. Like they didn't have to start as many games last year. So I think also with that not starting as many games, it kind of kept them fresh for this year. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that it gave them a little more. Apparently, every pitcher except the Atlanta Braves. Those pitchers haven't done too great this year, but
not so far.
We will see what happens, I guess.
But that's okay because we just walked it off against the Phillies. So
we did. I was going to mention. You told me not to mention it until you saw it. So
yep. So scoring four runs to come back and win it in the bottom of the 12th, which I'll say I was kind of a little disappointed in myself for the aspect that we allowed three runs in the top of the 12th, and I'm like, well, you know what? It's time to shut it off now because I'm getting so frustrated. So I turned it off, and I find out that the bases are loaded. And I'm like, oh, crap, I have to go back and watch it now because I just missed something.
Right. So, yeah, but it was bases loaded with none out, which is exactly what the Phillies had. And so.
Yep, and then we got a double, and then Adrozini came up and walked it off. So I absolutely loved it. But going back to what we were saying about the 4 no-hitters.
But it would not have been, hold on 1 second. It would not have been tied at all, and we wouldn't have won the extra innings without the Kung Fu Panda coming in and hitting his 4th pinch hit home run of the year in the first 32 games.
Yeah.
That has to be a major league record. I'm going to look it up, but I know that has to be, if it's not, it has to be close.
Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda.
We brought Ozuna back, but I gotta say I think that's been our best free agent pickup for the year so far.
Yeah, I completely agree. But like I said, I don't want to go too far off topic with that because we're talking about the no hitters, and it's definitely been pretty impressive this season so far. In the prior seasons, we know that it's kind of been more of a pitcher's year hitter's year in the past. It's been more about hitting, and then that's when people were talking about, MLB must have juiced the ball and stuff like that for all this power increase that they've seen. But then this year, maybe it's starting to be the season of the pitcher because we're starting to see so many no hitters or near no hitters. So, and I know.
Well, let me ask you about that. Let me ask you about the last one. The guy for the Reds. His last name was Neal, right?
The name was Wade Miley, who pitched the last.
Wade Miley. Okay. Now, the only base runner he allowed all game, if I'm not mistaken, this is the one. The only base runner he allowed all
pitch on a strikeout.
Yeah, it was a wild pitch on a strikeout.
Yes.
That's a perfect game. I'm sorry. Come on. He got the guy out.
Yeah, I mean, you know what the rules say.
But is that on him? It's not. Right, but it's not on him. It's not on him. The catcher dropped the ball.
No, trust me. I agree with you. I'm just saying that in the books, it's going to show he allowed a base runner because technically.
I understand. It's kind. It's kind of like. It's kind of like I said on the radio show last night. Doug came on, and he gave his thoughts on the Madison Bumgarner 7-inning no-hitter.
Which I was about to actually touch on that one too, because we have four no hitters already this season. Okay, and then we look at and potentially there could have been 5 because there's people out there who said that
5.
the Madison Bumgarner should have been classified as a no hitter because it was 7 innings because it was a double header. And so they did not classify it as a one or as a no hitter because it was 7 innings. So technically, I mean,
I understand that, but a point that Doug brought up last night was, is it Madison Bumgarner's fault that Major League Baseball made a rule that said the game is 7 innings long to be a regulation game? So if you're told before the game, this game's going to be 7 innings, right? Yeah. And you go out and you no-hit them for 7 innings, and that's classified as a full game. Why is it not classified as a no-hitter? If you did everything you could do within those 7 innings, how is that not a no-hitter? It's not like you had the other 2 innings to go out and no-hit them.
Mm-hmm. No, so, I completely agree. And before we go on a little bit farther, we do have 2 comments up here. So David Spars is saying, "What's up, guys?" So I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Mess Around Dave. How's it going tonight? And then, of course, we have Tanner McLean, who's now on here. I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to him. He's saying, "What be up, homies? How's it going tonight, Tanner? We hope that you enjoy another episode of Sports Minute going on up here right now. We're talking a little bit about MLB. This is open forum. So if you guys want to hear any topics, go ahead and pop them in the comment box, and we will surely talk about them. Don't be shy.
I want to know where Randy Cox is, where Dragon Viper is watching this. He's hiding until tomorrow. He knows he's going down tomorrow. That's why.
Yeah, but so going back to that for a second, yes, we can go ahead and drop it. Just drop in the books and say, you know what, 5 no hitters, 5. We're just gonna say that there was 5. There wasn't 4. There was 5. So we're gonna go ahead and just say, I completely agree. It's 5. All right. So since we talked about the no hitters, is there something that you wanted to talk about?
The fact that So everyone, and again, it's going to sound like a homer with this, but to me, Ronald Acuna is running away with the MVP so far. And I'll explain that not only because of his numbers, not only because he's got 10 homers, he was the first guy to do that this year, whatever, not only because of that, but most of Major League Baseball, there's been an uptick in strikeouts. and it's across the board. And he had one glaring weakness, which was the inside part of the plate. And you knew you could strike him out if you got it there. But he worked hard on that in the offseason, and his strikeouts have actually gone down exponentially this year. So he's bucking the trend of the strikeouts that's going with the rest of Major League Baseball. So I just want to point that out, that yes, it sounds like a homer pick saying he's running away with the MVP, but it's more than just his numbers. It's how he's improved his overall hitting game.
Well, now keep in mind today, too, that Ronald Acuna was also hit by another pitch, and this one was in the pinky. The x-rays came back as negative, so he is now day-to-day with a pinky contusion. Now, I know when people talk about it, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's hard to swing a bat when you have an injured finger. I mean, you can't get any power behind it whatsoever. But
Right.
We do have a few questions here in the comment box, so we can go ahead and we can talk about that. So Tanner is asking us what our thoughts on the NFL draft was. So basically, my thought on the NFL draft overall is there wasn't as many surprises as I thought that there was going to be. I thought there was going to be some kind of big day trades that we were going to see, with big names being traded, and we just didn't see any. And so to me, that to me was kind of the most shocking on draft day, not seeing that. But when you talk about the overall draft itself, I mean, it pretty much kind of played out the way I kind of figured it was going to. As in, the first 3 picks I figured were going to be quarterbacks. Everybody had kind of talked about that. Everybody knew that Trevor Lawrence was going to go first. Everybody knew that Zach Wilson was going to go second and Trey Lance was going to go third. The biggest one was the fourth overall pick. There was people that were kind of mixed reactions on that. People thought that maybe Justin Fields would go to 4 for the Falcons. Maybe Mac Jones would go to 4. Or overall, people thought that a quarterback might go at number 4. But it never happened. So maybe to me, that might have been kind of the biggest surprise. But other than that, let me think about this. The Chicago Bears, okay? Everybody knows I can't stand the Chicago Bears. I'm a Packer fan. Never liked them. Never will. But Chicago did what they had to do, and they traded up in the draft to get the player that they needed. Now, can I come out here and say that Justin Fields is going to be as good as everyone's saying? No, I can't say that. And I won't say that because college and NFL is completely different. And we know how these Ohio State quarterbacks pan out in the NFL. They don't. I've not seen a good Ohio State quarterback yet that's really come out and panned out to the way that they're supposed to be. Now, and I think I know where Tanner's going with this. He's wanting to know about the Patriots pick when they went for Mac Jones. I know that that's what he's wondering on that. Mac Jones, I'm not completely sold on Mac Jones myself, okay? I know that there's people out there who are speaking highly of Mac Jones, saying how good that Mac Jones could be. But here's the thing with Mac Jones. Mac Jones was surrounded by so much talent, okay, with Waddle and Smith and Harris in the backfield. Just had so much talent around him that I don't know if Mac Jones is going to be as good as people thought he was. So New England with that is taking a chance. But overall, the NFL draft went the way that it was supposed to go. So, J-Mac, what was your thoughts on the NFL draft?
Yeah, I thought it pretty much went kind of according to the way a lot of the experts thought it was going to go. I do agree with Tim Fielder that Kyle Trask, I don't agree maybe he was the best pick. I think he got put in the best situation. I'll agree with that. He got put in the best situation. He's going to be in the best situation to succeed, is what I would say about Kyle Trask.
Yeah, because of who he gets to play behind.
Well, you're talking about a Super Bowl champion team that re-signed every one of their free agents. So,
Hmm.
and yeah, he's not gonna have to. He's not gonna have to. He's not gonna have to play right away. He's gonna learn, and he got put in the best situation. So, and other than that, I mean, Green Bay's disappointed us for years now. So I don't even want to. I don't even care that they drafted a corner. It doesn't even matter anymore. They haven't drafted a wide receiver in the first round since 2002 when they took Javon Walker. Was Javon too big for Green Bay? Walker.
All right, so going away from the NFL draft because we do have a few more things up here. So Tanner's saying that Otani has been on fire, and he's pertaining to Otani from the Angels. And yes, Otani. What's so interesting about Otani is Otani's technically a pitcher, but they use him as DH and everything else too. So at some point, what do the Angels do? Do the Angels continue to use Otani as a pitcher, or do they say, nah, we don't want to risk the injury because of how good he hits. So let's go ahead and keep him as a DH. If I'm the Angels, I keep him as a DH. I don't worry about putting him on the pitcher's mound. Heck no. I'm not going
I
to
don't think
risk.
so.
I'm not going to risk injury to Otani with how good he can hit the bat. Heck no.
Agreed. I think he'd be my DH. I don't think that. I don't think I'd risk that injury at pitcher. No.
And then Dave is talking about his surprise pitcher so far this year is Carlos Rendon from the White Sox. He's got a 5-0 record with a 0.58 ERA, 2 earned runs, 1 homer allowed in 31 innings pitched, 12 hits, 44 Ks, and 9 strikeouts. Can he sustain it? It'll be interesting to see. Yes, he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball by far right now, but it's going to be interesting to see with how many no hitters we've seen so far this season. Can all these pitchers keep it up? It's going to be interesting to see. And some of these pitchers that are supposed to be good, that are struggling, are they going to be able to pick it up later on? Because you have guys like Max Fried, who was supposed to be good. He struggled. You have Morton, that was supposed to be good. He struggled. Kershaw right now has been hit and miss. And then you have pitchers that are going out there right now that are supposed to be bad that are pitching good. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's a long season. It's a long season.
I get it's a long season, but if you had told me that Esquire Inoa was going to be the best pitcher in Atlanta this year,
yeah, crazy.
I would have asked you if you were drunk because there's no way. But not only is he good at pitching,
he's good at hitting too.
He can hit the ball.
He's got 2 home runs this year, and one of them's a grand slam. So,
yeah. And he pitches tomorrow against Aaron Nola. And he probably gives us our best chance to beat Nola, honestly.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm super excited that we were actually finally able to beat the Phillies today. Thank goodness.
Oh, my goodness. I saw him score in the first inning again, and I'm like, God damn, Phillies. I'm so done with the Phillies.
Yeah, it's been absolute rough. I don't know why this year we've been so bad against the Phillies, but we definitely have been bad against the Phillies this year. So, J-Mac, was there any other topics that you have on the top of your head that you want to talk about?
Well, I don't think that on Sportsman or really on the Coast to Coast yet. We've really talked about the MLS. The MLS is underway.
Hang on, just one sec. I don't know if you know this, but I just got the update on my phone. So the LA Dodgers were winning 13-0 over the Angels. And that score, and they were winning 13-0 going into the bottom of the 6th. And the score is now 14-11.
Yeah.
The Angels have scored 4 in the 6th, and they've scored 4 in the bottom of the 7th. So before we jump into that, we'll just go ahead and give you some score updates. So today we had the Braves who beat the Phillies 8-7. We had the Yankees beat the Nationals 4-3. We had the Cardinals who beat the Rockies 9-8. We had the Cubs who beat the Pirates 3-2. We had the Giants who beat the Padres 7-1. Again, kind of a team that's been up and down with the Padres, kind of hit and miss. You don't know what you're getting with the Padres. The Oakland A's, one of the hottest teams in baseball, won again. They beat the Tampa Bay Rays 6-3. So watch out for those Oakland A's, man. Jeez.
Yankees beat the Nationals.
Right. The Tigers beat the Twins. Sorry, Brandon. The Tigers beat the Twins there, brother. 7-3. The Cleveland Indians beat the Cincinnati Reds 9-2. The Milwaukee Brewers beat the Miami Marlins. Thank you. Needed that. They won 6-2. The Boston Red Sox, which is one of those surprising teams this year too that nobody expected to be good. They're actually playing pretty good. They actually won today again. They won 11-6. The Texas Rangers beat the Seattle Mariners 9-8. The Mets won. They beat the Diamondbacks 4-2. The Chicago White Sox, they beat the shocking so far Kansas City Royals, but they've now come back down to earth a little bit. They're finally sitting at 500. They're 16-16. So it's going to be interesting to see how well the rest of the season is going to pan out for the Kansas City Royals. And then you have the Toronto Blue Jays who beat the Houston Astros 8-4. At the beginning, I had said that the Toronto Blue Jays were going to win the AL East. I don't know. They've also been one of those hit and miss teams too. But J-Mac, you go ahead, and you wanted to talk a little bit about soccer. So
yeah, MLS. I just don't think we hit on it a whole lot, and we should hit on it more.
We have not yet.
We should a little more. By the way, the WNBA kicked off today. I don't know if anyone knew that. They started their 25th season this year. So we'll talk about that after we talk the MLS. Let's do MLS first. But let's see, where am I at? I got to find the games because we had European soccer today too. We had everything today. Everything was going on. It was a good day. And I don't think we had any MLS matches today.
There was no MLS matches, most of them.
So let me get right here real quick. Let's go to the MLS. Let's just update you on, let's look at the tables. Let's see where everyone's there. Because it's called a table. It's not called standings. It's called a table in soccer. By the way, we went through this a little bit last night on the radio show. It's also called a pitch, is what they play on. They play on a pitch. And so just so everyone knows that, it's not a field. It's a pitch. Little bit of education there. And who's your surprise team this year in the MLS? For me, I gotta say it's San Jose. I didn't see San Jose coming out and playing so well, but in their first 4 games, they're 3-1. So I didn't think that they were going to come out and play as good as they have. So they're 3-1 at this point. You got a surprise team so far?
Not really. I mean, when I thought it, because we had talked about this before, we had talked about, LAFC. We came out and we had talked about them because their coach is definitely on the hot seat. I had said it anyways because we talked about how basically he took the USA team and basically just killed us over that course of time. Now he's the coach of LAFC. Everyone's like, you know what? It's time to win now. Win now. And can he do it? He can. LAFC this year. What I mean by surprising team is if you remember last year, they weren't horrible. And this year they're not playing as well as they should be.
No, they have 1 win in 4 games.
That's my point. And so my thing, hold on here. Before we jump back into that, we do have a question. Who do you think you can win in a fight, Jake or Logan Paul? Really? I will go with Logan Paul.
You know what?
Logan. What?
In the right circumstances,
I'm
you
going
probably
Logan.
Sure, I'll go Logan too, but I'll tell you this. Mayweather's about to put the smack down.
Oh, Mayweather, yes. I cannot wait. I don't know if I'm gonna spend money on watching the fight. I may. I don't know, but it's. I don't even think it's gonna be a really good fight, really, because I think Mayweather's gonna come in and just destroy Paul. To be perfectly honest, I don't. I don't think it's gonna be a very good fight. People are kind of hyping it up, but there's nothing to hype up. There's
Nothing
just
to hype
nothing
up.
there. There's nothing there.
They don't call him Money Mayweather for nothing.
Mayweather's undefeated. He's never lost. He's not gonna. Randy, okay, what is with Randy Cox? He comes out here, he makes these comments, and he's starting to say how Mayweather sucks.
You can have your opinions, man. You look at the record.
Undefeated, never lost. Am
And
I sitting here? Okay,
If you think that Mayweather thought there was any chance of him losing this fight, and he's going to come back and fight it to lose, then dude, you're higher drunk right now, because there's no way. There's no way he's going to come back to fight a fight that he thinks he's going to lose.
no way. Mayweather is still, yeah, of course he doesn't box as much as he used to because he basically retired. You know, that's basically what it was. And he comes back to box in a match every now and then, not as many as he used to. He came back to fight Conor McGregor a while back. That wasn't as good as it panned out to be. Let's see, what do we have here? Mayweather versus Dragon Viper. I'll buy a ticket to watch that. And now he's saying he can beat him. Okay, yeah, you're going to be Money Mayweather in a boxing match. That is complete and utter ridiculous. Anyways, I don't want to
Mayweather will destroy you, and he doesn't destroy. He's not a Tyson-esque, okay? He doesn't come out and land these big punches and start beating you from the inning.
I'm glad you brought that up.
From round one. Because he will sit there and he will dance with you for 4 rounds and tire you out. He will learn what your weaknesses are, and then he'll come out in that 5th round and he will just pound you because you don't see it coming.
Which is a good thing you brought that up, because I was going to ask you and say, if you had to pick somebody in a fight, would you pick Tyson or Mayweather?
Whew, man, that's rough. That is a rough pick. This might be the cop way out. I understand this might be copping out of this answer, but in a straight match, like 1 round, who's going to knock who out? I got Tyson. But if you're talking about a full 12 rounds, who wins in the end? It's going to be Mayweather, because he's such a better technical boxer. He's going to wear you out. The first 4 rounds, guaranteed, he's not going to land many punches. He's not going to throw many. He's going to figure you out. And by that 5th, 6th round, you're going to be begging for mercy. So if you want to talk about a knockout match, Tyson all the way. But you want to who's the better technical boxer? It's Mayweather. So
now, a big matchup that people have been talking about that they said, man, they would love to see. Think about Muhammad Ali going up against Mike Tyson. Prime versus prime.
Man, that's rough. That's another rough one.
That's rough.
Boy.
Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson. I'll tell you what. Which one would you pick in their prime? I'll tell you what. It'd be close, because Muhammad Ali had this. He had the smarts. And he could dance around the ring, and his jab, 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 and then bam. Mike Tyson, he kind of does the same thing. He toys with people until he learns your game, and then he goes in there and just power punch, and power punch. So if I had to pick Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson, I have to go with Ali, just based off of smarts, and he'll know how to play it.
You would like Tyson, Randy. I mean, the goofy tattoo over your... That's something you would do.
Okay, but would you take Ali or would you take Mike Tyson?
I got Ali. Ali in his prime. Definitely.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
think it's close. I think it's close. But...
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it would be coming out, and I don't think that Ali would dominate him by any means. I don't think it'd be a domination. I think it'd be a very, very good boxing match. And
I think it'd go to decision for sure. I don't think there's going to be a knockout. I think it's going to go to a decision. match.
And Brandon is now saying Ali versus Floyd. Whew.
Versus Mayweather?
Yeah. Yeah. That's tough too. And the only reason I'm saying it's tough is because Floyd's quick. He is a little bit quicker. And when you come to really think about it, they kind of had the same game. Ali had the same game that Mayweather has. They kind of toy with you, jab, jab, jab until they can go in and get that power punch. That's kind of what they do. So in the end, which one is smarter in the ring? Is it Ali? Is it Floyd Mayweather? It's tough. It's tough to say which one's smarter. It really is. But
I honestly don't even know that I could pick a winner. I don't think I could. I think you'd have to go all 12 rounds, and you'd have to come down to a decision in the end on who had a better match. I think that's the way that one would go, because that's so hard to pick. It's so hard.
But I'll tell you what, I would pay to see that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would give you my firstborn child to see that one.
I mean, that is complete and utter crazy. That match, I wish we could see, but we'll never ever be able to see that. But going away from that now,
no one wants to watch guys in their 70s fighting. It's not. We're not going to do that.
All right, so now going away from that, what else, J-Mac? What else you got? And keep the comments coming. If there's something you want to hear, keep them coming, and we will talk about it.
Yeah. It just. I'm done. I'm done with all this. I'm done with all this talk of should they or shouldn't they. As far as the NBA goes, we don't talk about the NBA a whole lot, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But the fact is, you guys voted in a play-in system in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not you like it now, and you actually want to cry about having to play in the play-in, if you're the Lakers, saying that you earned your spot and you shouldn't have to do this, it doesn't matter. You all voted this in. And now you have to play in a play-in playoff. It's just the way it's going to be. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that. That's the only thing I want to touch on the NBA real quick is I'm tired of hearing that, well, it's not fair. But it is fair because you all voted for it.
They were the ones who came out. So, and I kind of know where you're going with this. And I know you're talking about the LeBron James comment.
I am.
I know you didn't want to say the name, so I said it. I'm not afraid to say the name, because if you remember the comment he made, he came out and said, yeah, I mean, obviously if there's 3 teams at the bottom, or 4 teams, then yeah, I don't see why they shouldn't come out and battle it out and earn their spot in. That was the original comment he made. And now he comes out and changes the comment again and basically says, well, whoever came up with this stupid stuff. And it's like, oh, really? Okay, now that you're in the 7th seed and you're going to potentially have to play in a play-in game, that's what changes about it now. Now you don't like it because now you're stuck in that spot and you may have to play in a play-in game. That's the problem.
Well, I think the biggest problem is that one of the 3 teams they're going to end up facing is going to be the Grizzlies, the Spurs, or the Warriors. And against those 3 teams this year, they have a combined 1 win all year against those 3 teams. And James knows that. That's why he's scared.
Hey, I can... I'm not saying that. I'm not going against that because I know that Lakers this year have struggled. Actually, against fairly good teams, they have struggled. And the Warriors are a dangerous team. They're not going to want to face the Warriors. If Steph Curry has one of his games, watch out.
Well, I've talked. So I hear a lot of talk about the MVP as well. I'm so tired of hearing about James this and James that with that. Steph Curry's done it with no one this year. Nobody. He's got nobody on that team helping him. And he's been one of the best players in the NBA this year. And secondly, if you don't think Chris Paul deserves MVP votes this year for what he's done in Phoenix, you don't even watch the NBA
He will
because
be.
dude
He
is
might.
insane.
He might be in the discussion, but I think the overall MVP so far this year goes to two people, and that was number one, Joel Embiid is definitely up top because of what he's done for Philadelphia. That team, when Joel Embiid plays, he's basically almost lights out. Like, he means so much to Philadelphia. This year was the first year that they managed to actually win a game with Joel Embiid hurt. And then the other one, and I know you're going to criticize me on this, and that's okay, but I came out and said it too, that at some point you had to throw James Harden in the discussion. And
Oh
that was,
God.
and I know people are going to be like, well, he had Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, but here's the thing: for the longest time, he did not. He did not have Kevin Durant. He
Neither
was
did
hurt,
Russell. Neither did Russell Westbrook. Why aren't we
and,
talking about him?
and Kyrie Irving was hurt. So James Harden was single-handedly basically carrying the Nets team. And so that's why I said you kind of have to put James Harden in there too. Russell Westbrook, yeah, he's back to his old averaging his triple-double like he did when he played with the Thunder. He's doing that same thing this year. He's going off. He struggled at the beginning when he was first traded to Washington. He kind of struggled with that. And then everybody was actually going like, oh, Washington needs to trade Beal. Well, the thing is do they really need to trade him now? Because Washington is, I'm not going to say that they're like an amazing team, but they were coming together a little bit, and Washington's actually starting to look better and better. They're actually trying to still stay in that playing game spot to be able to make it in. And they might do it. They might do it. But how far can Westbrook and Beal as a team be able to lead this team? It's going to be interesting to see, because when Westbrook plays his normal way of his triple double ways, he's a scary player, and he's one of the best in the NBA when he plays like that. It's just when he played with Harden, that wasn't a good mesh. That didn't work out. When Chris Paul played with Harden, it didn't work out.
How do you not see the greatness of Chris Paul?
Well,
He
you
took a
have to.
Phoenix team. He took a Phoenix team. Oh, I know you do. I was talking to everyone else. He took a Phoenix team that missed the playoffs by a half a game last year, which means they weren't a very good team. They missed the 10th spot in the West. They're the number one team in the West this year. And the only difference from this year to last year is Chris Paul.
When you think about it, though, so you want to talk about the Suns, right? Yeah, what he's done for Phoenix. Don't even think about Phoenix. Think about what he did with the OKC Thunder, with virtually having nobody on his team. He had nobody on his team.
They gave that
And
team last year,
and
it was a 1.5% chance of making the playoffs.
and they took the Rockets to 7 games.
Yep.
They almost beat the freaking Rockets with basically Chris Paul by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris Paul means a lot more to teams than basically what they give Chris Paul credit for. And I've said at some point that you got to stick Chris Paul in the MVP consideration, but they won't do it.
Because he's a point guard who doesn't score. I mean, let's face it. He's not a score first point guard. He's a facilitator first point guard, which doesn't get the consideration they should. But again, him coming to Phoenix this year and just telling Devin Booker's off the charts. I mean, the kid is so good. And then you got DeAndre Ayton, who's good too. But he comes in and he's able to tell Devin Booker, guess what you get to do this year? You get to just play offense. You get to score. Don't worry about facilitating. Let me do that. And when he comes in, it's been a completely different team. And one guy's the difference.
So if this tells you anything about how much he's basically changed this Phoenix Suns team around, because we all saw the greatness of Devin Booker last year when they started playing in the bubble, and they went undefeated in the bubble. Almost led them basically to the playoffs basically by himself.
Hmm.
And now you look at the Suns record this year, and the Suns are legitimately a game and a half behind the Utah Jazz for being the number one seed in the West. Okay, they're sitting at the number two seed. They're 48-19, and the Utah Jazz are 50-18 at this point.
And how many wins did the Suns have last year?
So last year, I'm trying to think of exactly how many games they ended up playing in all
Um,
last year, but
yeah, it's tough to say. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. But my point is I know they increased by a bunch. It was a lot. So
but what they needed for Devin Booker was they needed to go out and get a Chris Paul type, and that's what they did. They needed to build around Devin Booker. They needed to build around DeAndre Ayton, and that's exactly what they did. So Chris Paul came in and helped them. So it would be interesting to see, because let's say the final teams that made it. Let's say for some reason uh, the Lakers at number 7 ended up playing the Spurs. Now that matchup, I think that the Lakers would be able to win. I think that they would beat the Spurs, because I don't think the Spurs would have enough to beat the Lakers. And then let's say the Warriors ended up playing the Grizzlies. I would take the Warriors in that one. And so at that point, you would have the Lakers at 7, and you would have the Warriors at 8. Now, the matchup you would basically see come down to, you would see the Utah Jazz versus the Golden State Warriors, and then you would see the Phoenix Suns versus the Lakers.
I want to see that so bad.
And
I
that
want to
would
see it
be
so bad.
and
By
that
the
would
way,
be
I
crazy.
looked it up. So with the bubble last year, this is with the bubble. They played 73 games. That's with the bubble, so that's 7 games in the bubble. You take those 7 games out, they played 66. So in those 66 regular season games last year, they won 27 games.
Yeah,
Think about that.
and
27 games last year in the regular season, and they've already won 48 this year.
it's the
He's
Chris
increased
Paul
them by
effect.
over 20 wins. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the Chris Paul effect. Now, when we look at the Eastern Conference, okay, right now sitting on top of the Eastern Conference, you have the Philadelphia 76ers, which right now everyone's saying is the favorites to win. And right now, I don't really see anybody being able to catch them for the number one seed, because right now you have James Harden, who's hurt. He'll probably be back because the final games are right around the 16th. And
Hmm.
James Harden will probably be back maybe a couple games before the season ends, to try and get back and to shape for it. Kevin Durant's been, in and out of the lineup. Kyrie Irving's been in and out. But right now, the Nets don't really have to worry, because they're going to be in the playoffs. So it doesn't matter. It's just what seed are they going to be in the playoffs? Well, me personally, they're going to either be 2 or 3. Right now, I got to put them at 3, because just for health reasons right now, and they're kind of injury riddled. So I'm going to put the Nets at 3, and then I have to go with the Bucks at 4, and the Sixers are going to stay at 1, because I don't think the Bucks are going to be good enough to catch the Sixers. The Sixers are on fire right now. They're too hot of a team. And so if the season were to end right now, you would have the Boston Celtics, who would play the Indiana Pacers, which the Celtics haven't played as good as they should have been. So with that, I would have to go with Indiana. Well, no. I'll take the Celtics still. So Randy Cox is saying that the Suns would beat the Lakers. Maybe
Duh.
I want to say yes, but the one thing that right now that the Suns are lacking is kind of a big man. They need another big man to be able to stay with the Lakers. I think they could. I don't know if they could beat them in a 7-game series. I don't know. I want to give it to them and say they could, but I just don't know. I don't know. They don't have enough big men to be able to stop Andre Drummond and Anthony Davis and LeBron. They got to have big men to be able to do it. And right now the Suns don't have enough big men to be able to do it. But going back to that, I would take the Celtics to knock off the Pacers, and then I would actually take the Washington Wizards to knock off the Hornets. And then at that point, you would end up having the 76ers against the Wizards, and then the Bucks, which I have going into the 2 seed, the Bucks would end up playing the Boston Celtics.
Yep. Sounds legit. But don't forget, WNBA started their 25th season today.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about that is nobody's really talked about it. Nobody's really advertised it. And when we look at some of the games today, they did not disappoint again. You had Connecticut, who knocked off Dallas 89-76. Minnesota beat Washington 79-68. And then you have Las Vegas and LA. That one actually, curiously enough, ended in a tie at 85. And then you have Seattle, who beat Phoenix 88-71. So I just wish everybody out there who is talking about basketball and enjoy basketball, I wish that people would go out and watch the WNBA a little bit more. Because I think that you would be able to go out there and actually enjoy the WNBA as much as the NBA. If you're basketball fans, you need to support the WNBA. I know that they're financially hurting, and they're financially hurting because there just isn't enough viewership out there, and people are not supporting them. It's hard for them to make money because of lack of viewership and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
So what did you want to say on the WNBA?
I mean, just that they're starting their 25th season. I mean, think about that. 25 years. They've been fighting this fight for 25 years to get relevance in the sports world. And the fact that they have persevered for 25 years. Yes, I do know that May 14th starts the regular season, but I wanted to talk about it early. I want to get it out there so that everyone knows that they're out there 25 years now. I mean, they've had some great players. They've had players, just great players that have come through this league. And we got to start giving them some well-deserved credit for the things that they do.
And to answer your question really quick, Randy Cox, you're asking what station the WNBA is played on. Well, you can find them on ESPN. You can find them on ESPN2. You just have to find it at the right time. So they do have a few channels that they play on. You can find them there. It's just there.
Yeah, and I do believe they play a few on Root Sports as well. The Sparks. Gosh dang it. Not the Storm. Play on there sometimes because it's a Pacific Northwest one. So they are they do play on there. There's probably a few other ones that they play on. So you can find them there. But yeah, just watch the WNBA, give them some love. They deserve it. They've fought through this and persevered through all of it. So let's not forget about them.
All right, so to finish this up, I was throwing something a little surprising out there that nobody was ready for, and even this individual wasn't ready for. We all know that we always end the show with a little bit of trivia. So with that being said, your worthy opponent today for trivia is none other than, that's right, Chris Mabry. So Chris, pull yourself up on the screen here, buddy.
Let's do it.
Hey.
Randy Cox, I hope you're watching. I hope you watch this.
You were not ready for this, Chris. I kind of threw you out between the wolves.
Let's not do. Hey, let's not do sports. Do random trivia. Randy says I'm going down because it's random trivia and not just sports. Let's do it. Let's show him. Let's show him who is the king of useless information.
All right, we're gonna do random trivia questions here.
Okay.
All right.
I'll even let Chris go first.
Oh, so Chris, you get to go first.
Okay.
All right, and remember, the rules are I need to be able to see your hand, so I know you're not researching. Not researching the answer.
Right here.
So I got to be able to see your hands when I ask the question to make sure you're not researching.
Oh, when you ask the question? Okay. Yep.
Yes. All right. So the question's going to start out with you, Chris. Your question is, and this happens to be a sport question, just turned out the way it is on the random.
Okay.
In what year was the first ever Wimbledon championship held?
I'm just going to take a wild guess. 1950? I don't know.
That's not right. J-Mac.
1962.
No, so the correct answer is going to actually surprise you guys. It's actually 1877.
Yeah, it's tennis. Tennis has been around forever.
All right, J-Mac, this question comes to you. Hg is the chemical symbol of what element?
Oh, no! HG?
Yeah.
Hands right here. HG.
And I know Randy Cox will probably put the answer on there, but I can tell you he probably researched that crap. I can't see if he researched it or not.
Yeah. HG. I mean, I'm not good after the first, 8. I mean, it's not helium, it's not hydrogen, it's not nitrogen, it's not oxygen. Hemoglobin.
No, that's not the correct answer. Chris.
I'm not sure. I've taken science in a long time. I don't know.
The correct answer is mercury.
Mercury.
Fuck.
All right, Chris. This question comes to you.
Oh, okay.
Which email service is owned by Microsoft?
Oh, really? He gets that question?
Outlook?
You bastard.
No.
Well, it's kind of.
Microsoft?
No.
They own it.
What email service is owned by Microsoft?
Oh. Gmail?
No.
Gmail's
I don't
Google.
know.
Gmail's Google.
Yeah.
And Yahoo is Yahoo. And Hotmail, I don't even know anyone even uses that anymore. I don't know anyone that does. Outlook was my first guess, but I don't think that they're really Microsoft. So I'll go Hotmail, but I don't really think that that's correct.
It is Hotmail.
Yeah, there we go. So.
It is Hotmail. All right, so J-Mac, this question is yours now. What country produces the most coffee in the world?
Colombia.
No.
Oh. No. No, I think that's chocolate.
That's chocolate? What?
Yeah,
No.
that's chocolate. That's chocolate.
No. I was thinking of a country, but I couldn't.
Okay.
There was another one.
Were you thinking of Switzerland?
No, I was thinking of Guatemala, but I know they do chocolate.
Yeah, the question wasn't cocaine.
was coffee?
I'm not sure.
Really, there's only two it could have been. So.
Oh,
The correct answer is Brazil.
Brazil.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it
that
was
makes
Colombia or
sense.
Brazil.
That
So-
makes sense.
Those were the two it was.
All right, so J-Mac, this question comes to you.
Nope, it's Chris's question.
Is it? Yes, it is correct. It's Chris's question. In what
Okay.
city was Jim Morrison buried?
Do you know
Now-
who Jim Morrison is?
I've heard the name. California?
City.
Yes, city. City.
Los Angeles.
No, J-Mac.
Seattle.
No, the correct answer is actually Paris.
And yeah, Jim Morrison is the lead singer for The Doors. Come on, baby, light my fire.
No, I've heard the name. I just
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, J-Mac.
Watch the
question-
movie.
The question comes to you. What was the first state?
Oh, the first state in the United States of America?
Yeah,
Delaware.
that is correct. All right, it's 2-0 J-Mac. Chris's question comes to you.
okay.
What is the capital city of Spain?
Oh,
It's not what you think it is.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
All right, J-Mac.
Libsyn or Libsyn or Libsyn. I don't remember. It's son or some.
The correct answer is Madrid.
Oh, I was thinking Portugal. I'm sorry.
All right.
Libsyn in Portugal. Yep. You're correct. It is Madrid.
All right, J-Mac, this question's for you. What is
Yep.
Chandler's last name in the sitcom
Bing.
Friends?
Bing. B-I-N-G. Bing.
That is correct. It's 3-0 there. Okay. Chris, this question comes to you. About
Okay.
how many taste buds does the average human tongue have?
Over 100?
Over. That's
Okay.
a pretty.
200. 200.
That is not correct, J-Mac.
Taste buds that we have. Well, I know there's 4 different sections of taste buds. So there's sweet, sour. There's sweet, sour, spicy, and I forget what the other one is. There's 4 of them, and I think each one of them are made up of approximately 20 to 21. So I'm gonna go with 82.
Well, I'll tell you this. You guys were way off. It wasn't even close. The correct answer of the average taste buds for humans is actually 10,000.
Okay.
Wow.
So that wasn't even close. All right. So J-Mac, this question I believe comes to you. What colors are the Norwegian flag?
Thinking Norwegian Cruise Lines. So white, blue, and I think there's a little bit of yellow with like a little bit of yellow on the bottom of the freaking blue thing.
That is not correct. Chris?
I could have been thinking of Sweden too, so.
White, blue, and green?
No, the correct answer was red, white, and blue.
Oh, really? No, I thought it was. I didn't think there was any red on there. I thought it was yellow.
All right. Chris, this question comes to you. Globe and Jerusalem are types of what?
Yeah. Cities in India?
City.
I don't know. I don't
Can
know.
can you repeat the question?
Globe and Jerusalem are types of what?
Globe and Jerusalem?
Globe and
Type
Jerusalem.
type of languages? I don't know.
When's the last time you heard someone speak globe language?
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's see. Globe and Jerusalem. I want to say they're a type of flower. I want to say the Jerusalem is a kind of lily. I think it's a kind of lily. A globe lily and a Jerusalem lily. God, it's got to be something close to that.
It is an artichoke.
I didn't know that.
Randy put plants. That could have been freaking anything. At least I tried to guess at the kind of plant.
All right. J-Mac, this question comes to you. What is the third sign of the zodiac?
Third sign. So we're like talking in order, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing we're going from the calendar year in order. Is that what they mean?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Taurus.
No, that is not correct.
God, it's got to be the one before that then. I don't know them in order. I know what all of them are, but I don't know what the hell they are in order.
I'm thinking Pisces.
No, it's Leo.
No.
No, the correct answer is Gemini.
Gemini.
Oh, those damn Geminis.
All right, Chris, let's see if you can
Yes.
get a point here. Name the 3 primary colors.
Come on!
Red, blue, and green.
No.
No.
Did you just do that? Oh, now you gave me a complex. Red, blue, and yellow.
That is correct.
I was like, hey, now you're making me think, Chris.
So that would be 4-1 right now.
Wow.
J-Mac's up 4-1. Oh, all right. And I believe, yeah, this is J-Mac's question. What country invented tea?
Country invented tea. I mean, it can't be as simple as what I'm thinking. It really can't. But I don't really want to overthink it. So, country that invented tea to me would be England.
That is not correct.
Yeah,
Asia.
that's a
No.
continent.
Or China. China. China.
Oh my goodness.
China is the correct answer.
I'm like, what's Asia?
All right.
Wow.
Let's
Chris's
see.
question.
All right. Chris, you're going to like this one.
Okay.
What was Britney Spears' first song?
Oh, I know this. Come on, don't get this one right.
Oh gosh.
Come on, you were like 3 when this song came out.
Oh gosh. Hold on. Let me... Oops! I did it again.
Nope.
No. Give a shout out to Lisa Halverson. She's saying hi. And Brandon, what's going on? All right. J-Mac.
The name of the song was Baby One More Time.
That is the correct answer.
It was not Hit Me Baby One More Time. So Randy Cox, you're wrong. Because Hit Me was not in the song title. It was in the song. So you do not get that one right, Randy Cox. And I hope that Brandon will call you on your shit tomorrow when you say stuff like that.
So that is it for trivia tonight. J-Mac, you won 5-2 against Chris.
At least I didn't get shut out.
And Chris is And Dave.
Oh,
as
Randy,
far as
really?
the-
We're going to go to war over this? No, you look it up. I'm right. It's Baby One More Time. It's not Hit Me, Baby One More Time. The name of the song is Baby One More Time.
That is correct.
Not Hit Me,
It's
Baby
called
One More
Baby
Time. So you don't get
Okay.
it right.
All right, and Randy's saying he won with 6. However,
We don't know if you looked them up or not. You can sit there and say
Exactly.
you didn't.
Exactly. So it's going to be hard to know. Well, you'll just have to find out tomorrow on trivia. All right. So with that being said, J-Mac, you got 30 seconds to finish whatever it is you need to say.
I just want to say to watch this on Trivia tomorrow because it's going to be fun. Mess Around and I are going to make Randy cry. And so let's all tune into that and watch that happen. No respect and love lost for you though, Randy. You'll be a worthy opponent, I think. But if you lose, don't go crying too hard, please.
All right. Well, Chris, since you're out here, what do you want to say?
I'm just glad I didn't get shut out. I thought I knew a little bit more, but like the element question, that kind of threw me off a little bit. But I haven't done science in a long time, so.
Hey, science is rough, and for all you viewers out there, I'm sorry we did not do sports trivia tonight. We just wanted to prep for tomorrow's trivia show. So go ahead and check out tomorrow's trivia show. That'll be tomorrow morning. It'll be great. And then don't forget, tomorrow night, we have a special guest coming on Between the Ropes. That's right, Mr. Garrison Creed himself is going to be on our show tomorrow. So be ready for that. It's going to be an awesome show. And Lisa, I know you're saying you missed the show, but that's completely okay. You can always go back and watch the thing from the very beginning. Once it's posted on the site, you can always go back and watch it.
And speaking of that real quick, 10 seconds, just going to say we do have a website up. Chris, what is the address of that website, sir?
It is c2cnetwork.com/home. Sorry.
All right.
All right, and then don't forget one last time that if you are interested in any of our merchandise, we have shirts, hats, cups, we have all types of stuff. You can get any of that from bootandheel.com.
And if you need something custom made, hit K&A Custom Products. They'll custom make it for you as well.
So it'll be there for you. So with that, I hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we will see you on Wednesday again for another episode of Sports Minute. So have a great night, and we'll see you later.